Okay, so hello. This is part two of the Panda Express incident that I started to describe in the last video. And just as a quick review, on this particular day, I've been driving down the mountain, and I live up in the mountains in Southern California. And I had been driving down. I had softball game to play early evening, and I needed to um, go to Home Depot and pick up some light bulbs. And I was going to grab a bite to eat, and then I did my active imagination, as you heard, coming down the hill. And just again, as a quick review, I was in a very frustrated state, and I really unloaded my frustration and anger towards the spirit realm out of frustration of having answered that call, and then perceiving that my life was not going in a good direction. I really felt um, you know upset about it, offended that I was asked to make that to answer that call, and having done so, and just things aren't going well in my life anyway. You know, I just let it all out, and to the point where literally it felt a little sacrilegious. Then once it calmed me down and said, "Was I done?" And I laughed. It proceeded. I say it, this spirit realm um, being, whatever it is, guides, power animals, God, higher self, whatever word you want to give. This what I perceive to be higher intelligence coming from the non-physical reality, reminded me of my dream and tied that together, and told me that that was an archetypal pattern, and that was related to my destiny or my exploration, or it was very much about me. Tied it together with Star Wars and the hero's journey, and it just all made sense. It was very inspiring, and sure enough, I was left feeling great, and I felt charged up. But remember, before I did the active imagination, I had an awareness that, you know what, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to get a pep rally, and it's going to all sound good, but my life's not going in the right direction. And so I was struck by that as I was driving down. Like, well, sure enough, exactly as I predicted, the pep rally, you could say, and I feel really good, but it sounds really good, but why is nothing, going on in my life or whatever? And that idea still sort of was there, but I was feeling good. So I drive down the mountain, and I go to Home Depot. I go in, I grab what I need, and as I'm checking out or in line to check out, I'm deciding, okay, now I still got, time before softball. Now I want to go enjoy lunch, which is, for me, coming down the mountain and having much more options, many more options as far as eating. It's always part of the excitement of getting to go down the mountain, which I probably do, once a week. So I was thinking, where do I want to go? And I had narrowed it down to the Panda Express, which I like the Panda Express, or this place called Seattle's Best, which is Japanese teriyaki bowl, tempura, this type of restaurant. And sometimes I go to Panda Express, sometimes I go to this one. On this day, I decided, you know what, Seattle's Best sounds good. That was the decision I made, and that's where I was headed. And I pay. I go out to the parking lot. I put the light bulbs in the back. I hop in the car, turn on the AC. It's a hot day down in San Bernardino. And put my seatbelt on, put it in drive, fully intending to drive to Seattle's Best, which is to the left, close by to Home Depot, but definitely to the left. And I intend that, but I'm finding my body literally like turning the wheel to the right. And it is an experience like I had never had before, and I have never had since. And it was as if there was an invisible person in the passenger seat that was taking the wheel and just turning it to the right. I could feel it going that way, but my muscles were not pushing it that way. At least that was not my experience. And it was very like weird. Like you can imagine if someone grabbed the wheel and you were sitting there, like it. So I stopped the car. I'm like, whoa, what? Like I was shocked by this. And I remember stopping the car and then starting up. It became clear to me. I stopped, and then I started to go. Wanted to go to Seattle's Best again, and it did it again. So it was very clear to me that there was something pushing me to go to Panda Express, which is to the right in the same parking lot. And I'm sorry, my cat's over there puking on the carpet, so I'll deal with that afterwards, but I'm just letting you know why it's like, I'm watching this, which I could like stop and start over, but I'm just going to continue to go. So it's very clear to me that this other force wants me to go to Panda, but I want to go here. And so I stopped the car, and so, I'm not going to just be a puppet and just, oh, well, if that's right, I have my free will, and I want to know what the hell's going on here, and I'm not just, like I said, like just a puppet, and so I'm not going to do that. On the other hand, I'm not going to be like, you know what, fuck you, I'm going to where I want to go, and just like deny that there's this incredible experience happening with me. So I stopped the car, and I'm like, okay, whoa, I got to get to the bottom of this. And, I'm totally like baffled, like, wow, what's going on here? I definitely, clearly, consciously want to go here. And as much as, if you can imagine you feeling hungry right now watching this and going, oh, after this is over, I'm going to go have a sandwich. I'm going to make myself a sandwich. And you're thinking, oh, do I want to have a tuna sandwich or peanut butter and jelly and barbecue potato chips, right? And you decide those are your two choices. And you go, I'm going to go peanut butter. Well, you're just simply going to walk to the kitchen, get out the peanut butter, and it's like there's no resistance. That the decision's been made, it's done. So I had made the decision like that. I'm going to Seattle's Best, and yet I'm feeling being pulled to Panda, and I want to know why. So what I do is I start having a conversation with myself with my active imagination, like I was doing on the drive down. And I'm like, so you want me to go to Panda Express? And it was like, yeah, but it couldn't tell me why. Like it didn't tell me why, and so I couldn't imagine why. So I realized whatever was going on, I wasn't able to just channel the information on why, but I knew that I could ask yes or no questions and get a response through my pendulum, which I had learned to use my pendulum with the 4 winds, and I had recently graduated from their 2-year program, and I'm practicing shamanic healing, and then one of the tools we have is the pendulum, which was totally new to me. I'd never believed in pendulums, but if you've watched my prior recordings, I had the shamanic calling, and then that's what sent, how I got to the 4 winds, and they taught me the pendulum. So I'm wearing this necklace today because I was wearing that necklace then. So I take off my necklace, and I'm asking questions, and then I get answers through the pendulum, which I know it's not me making it up. I just surrender, and the thing will start. I just rock it back and forth, and then it'll start to swing in one direction or the other. And for me, a counterclockwise spin is a negative, a positive or a yes, whereas a clockwise is a no. And then sometimes it'll go just stay neutral. It's telling me it's not really this or that, or I need to ask something deeper. Okay, my cat's coming over. No, Skinny. Boop. So I'll just show you who's getting this. You can see what I'm dealing with here. Now he's getting in my face. So just to keep you part of what's going on for me. He likes to walk on my keyboard, which I don't want him to do right now because that'll stop the recording or mess things up. So I'm like, okay, I'm sitting there. On one hand, I'm wanting an answer to this. On the other hand, I'm kind of feeling crazy. Like, I'm hungry. I've decided to go here, but I'm not going there. Instead, I'm sitting in my car, idling in the parking lot in Home Depot. It's like 100 and something degrees outside. I got my air conditioning on. I'm taking my chain off, and I'm talking to myself, right? And so, anyway, so I start by saying, okay, my conscious intention is to go to Seattle's Best, and I'm getting this other pull to go to Panda Express. Is that correct? Yes. Okay, and so, like I said, this is conscious, so this is coming from my unconscious. Yes. And again, the unconscious is where everything is. It could be your shadow. It could be your anima, which is the feminine, unseen aspect of the male. It could be a spirit guide. It could be a totem animal. It could be an angel. It could be could be God. It could be the devil. It could so many, right? Could be my higher self, which is what I tend to believe that it is. And so I'm having this conversation through the pendulum. Okay, so you clearly want me to go to Panda Express, right? Yes, right? It's yes, yes. Like, okay. So I'm trying to think. Okay, oh, is it because if I go to Seattle's Best, you're warning me that I'm going to get food poisoning, something like that? Is that what it is? No. Oh, okay. Something bad will happen if I go there. I'll get in a car accident on the way, or there'll be a robbery, or something bad will happen that you're trying to steer me away from. Is that what's going on? No. Okay. Oh, so I'm thinking more positive. Oh, well, yeah, why think negative? It's if I go to Panda Express, I'm going to meet somebody that I need to meet. So there's some important person there that I need to cross paths. And is that what it is? No. Okay. All right. So then I went that direction, was just getting nothing. I don't remember all the specific questions I asked, but I know this process went on for literally like 7, 8 minutes. Like I'm sitting there and to the point where I was starting to get frustrated. Like, okay, I can't imagine. And then I started to think a little bit more symbolically, I guess you could say, or on a different level. And I thought, oh, okay, we're talking about a Japanese restaurant versus a Chinese restaurant. Is this some way guiding me to go more towards the Chinese culture, Taoism, Confucianism, something like that, rather than Japanese would be more Buddhist? And are you directing me to that's where I need to go in my spiritual journey? Is it something like that? No. And I'm saying no as if it's saying that to me, but it's just saying no, and I'm just like, okay, no, not that. And I'm like, okay, all right, and I'm just like, I need to get to the bottom of this because I am not going to feel comfortable just surrendering and going there. I'm just like, I need to know why. And I'm not going to just be rebellious and go over to Seattle's Best. But I'm seriously at this point considering, like, fuck it, I'm just going to go to Red Robin and sit in the bar, have a burger and some bottomless fries and have a few beers, and I'll do that. I don't know that I was really thinking that, but my point being, I wasn't leaning towards one or the other. I think if I wasn't going to get an answer, I would go to option C. But I don't know. It didn't play out that way. What I finally, after, like I said, 7 or 8 minutes, what it suddenly like came to me is, oh, if I go to Panda Express, I'm going to get a fortune cookie. And so this is directing me there because I'm going to get a fortune cookie. Is that what it is? yes, like super powerful, yes. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, that would make sense. Why you would want me to go there? They don't offer they don't give out fortune cookies at the Japanese restaurant. So I do the short drive over to Panda Express. I get out, I get in line. I ordered my two item plate with all chow mein, you know, orange chicken and kung pao chicken. I get my extra hot sauce. I've got my thermos with my good water and ice in it already, and I'm excited. And I get my food and I sit down, and I'm feeling like resistance to just opening up the fortune cookie. And you could think, why? And it's because I knew the magnitude of what I had experienced, and I was imagining that if I get a fortune cookie that's sitting right there, if I just open that right now, and it just says has some sort of generic like, oh, people really value your honesty, or you will travel a lot, or I'm having difficulty coming up with a standard uh, fortune cookie right now. But the point being, if it's just some generic, because they're all basically good news, right? They all say something nice. They don't, So I'm like, if it doesn't come across as something that really makes sense of why I'm here, then I'm like totally lost. Why? Because the voice that's telling me to come here so compellingly, it doesn't make sense. This is the same voice that told me to move away from real estate and to answer this call. And I'm feeling like this fear, like, oh my God, because I can't imagine what it's going to say, right? That's going to be so like validating for the experience. And so I'm just sitting there and I'm eating my food, but I'm just looking at that fortune cookie, and I can't imagine what it's going to say. And I would have to say that that meal, I generally eat relatively quick, especially when I'm hungry. I think that meal was a slowly ingested meal. Um, is that the word, ingested? Yeah. Because I was just like heavy in thought and just eating my food and just like, and so I finally finished, and I remember before I opened the cookie, I said, look, all right, I need to come to you from the heart right now. I understand that I had a powerful experience, and I understand you are the same source that was telling me about the dream and called me onto the shamanic path and all of this. And you're telling me I should be here, and it's because of the fortune cookie, right? Yes. So I'm saying, so to be clear, it's going to be like really obvious what this fortune cookie says. Otherwise, I'm going to be disappointed, and I think my faith in all of this is going to be broken, and I'm not going to know where to go. And I've been led down this path, starting with my out of body mushroom experience, and now it just seems like it's potentially leading to like delusional fantasy. People, right? This is weird, and so you understand, and you're telling me right now that this fortune cookie is why I am here, and this is important, and I'll see why. Is that right? Yes. And so there I was, and what do you do at that point? Okay, so it's all on the line, and so I say, okay, I'm here. This is what I'm doing, and I open up the plastic, and I take the fortune cookie, and I open it, and it's literally, this might sound crazy, but it was like a surrender. I'm like, this is it. I'm either going to get validation and be super excited, or it's going to be something that doesn't make sense to me, and I'm going to feel totally lost, not just in this experience, but like the direction of my life in general. And so I open up the fortune cookie and I look at it, and I feel heavy emotion and just a wave of like, wow, and gratitude and amazement, and it's just swirling around, because what I read on that fortune cookie absolutely confirmed for me that I was on the right track, and the reality of this. And I will tell you that the fortune cookie, and I still have it to this day, said, your most powerful dream will come true. Not, oh, your dreams will come true, but very specifically, your most, actually, I think it said memorable. No, it's memorable. Your most memorable dream will come true. And that is the earliest dream that I ever remember. It's always stayed with me. We talked about why it would. It represented pure terror and then being the hero and the contrast of the two, and then to be reminded of that dream and tied it to the hero's journey and my personal myth, and then have this experience in the parking lot, not know why, and then be guided to go to Panda Express and to get that fortune cookie that referenced back to the dream was so far beyond statistical probability that I absolutely, like, I went from the end of my rope having no like, this is it, I blowing my top, to absolutely full charged batteries, and that was incredible, and that's how it went. So one of the absolutely most powerful experiences of my life. Thank you as always for watching, and if you'd give me any feedback, that would be greatly appreciated, or a thumbs up. Thanks, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.